Hi, this is Natalie from NallyDesign.com. December 1st today, already. I want to offer you a special project today. So from today until Christmas, I will make one project every 2 days. And we will say, well, why every 2 days? Well, it's because I want to let you time to breathe. And I also want to let me time to breathe too. Seriously, it's the last sprint before Christmas, so we need to have some time for ourselves also. But still, I will be making some awesome projects. I will call them 12 Crafts of Christmas. And I will show you different projects and even give you some SVG files to go with it. I have prepared some awesome projects that are made with the Cricut Maker's new blade, so the perforation blade and the wavy blade. And today we will already start with the knife blade, making this awesome ornament with Balsa. So if you don't have Balsa and don't have the blade, it's okay. You can also make it in cardstock. And I will show you how to make this from A to Z in Cricut Design Space. So there's no SVG files today because you will be making it all by yourself.
I just uploaded this image from Cricut Access, and unfortunately there are no snowflakes that are free. So instead of you to pay, I want to show you how you can make this with using simple shapes in the Cricut Design Space. You'll see it's pretty easy. First of all, you'll see that this snowflake has 6 sides, so it's kind of like an hexagon. So first I'm gonna draw an hexagon, and I'm gonna put it white in order for you to see. And we'll start by making these diamonds. It's pretty easy because there's already a diamond shape right here. So let's draw a diamond, and we'll try to make it about the same size. So let me just rotate this. That's a 30-degree rotation. So instead of doing this and not being pretty straight, let me undo it. I'm gonna go here, select, and do a rotate 30 degrees. So here we have it. So we want to do it the exact same shape, the exact same size, sorry. So that's about it. Let's not be, we don't need to be too precise. And this one too, we want it to be almost the same size. So I'll arrange it and move it forward. Sorry, let's send this one to back in front instead. Send to back. Here we go. So I'm gonna size it so it's the exact or almost the exact same size. Okay, I want to select this one. Okay, here we go. So that's about it. What do you think? Okay, so let's just put this right here, and now we have this that's almost the same size, so we're happy about this. And we're gonna duplicate it, and all the 3 of them we're gonna, with shift, we're gonna select them and arrange them, align them to be center horizontally. Sorry, I have problems saying that word, horizontally. Okay, so now we know they're centered. This one and this one, I want to align. Whoops, sorry, see, I've moved them. That's not good. Let's undo that. So select and select the top one and the hexagon so that I align them to this line. So when you want to align, it's called align top. So here we go. You almost don't know that it moved, but it did. So you do the same thing for the bottom. You select this one and select this one, and you go align bottom. And here we go. So they are both aligned on the hexagon. Now I don't want them to move, so I'm gonna select them and group them because they are perfect like that. Next, we want to do another one, so let's duplicate them. We know they are the exact, the spacing is perfect, so we're gonna leave them like that. What I want to do is select all of this and rotate it. Just rotate 60 degrees. 60 degrees, we'll put them on the side. So now you think the hexagon didn't rotate, but it did. But that doesn't matter. So now just to make sure that this one and the hexagon don't move, I'm gonna group them. Now the other one I made is in the back, so that's okay. We'll just send this group to back. So we see this one. Okay, so once I place it like that, I'm gonna select this one and select this one and make sure it's aligned center horizontally, and make sure it's aligned to the top too, since the spacing is okay, so it will be aligned at the bottom too. No problem with that. So then I select it, and don't forget to duplicate it before I just toss it on the side, and then select all of this, make sure it's grouped so it doesn't move anymore, and rotate it 60 degrees again. 60, enter. And then I'm ready to go place this one right here. I'm gonna bring it to front, so arrange, send to front. And again, I'm gonna select it with the hexagon, the other group. I'm gonna center horizontally and align to top. There we go. So now it looks pretty much the same. Then let me just select all of this, and before we get all mixed up in the groups, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ungroup it all. Okay, so just each time you see the word group, you're just gonna ungroup, and you see group, you go ungroup, and again you see group here, ungroup, group, ungroup. Here we go. So now I'm gonna go back and just make one group. It's gonna be really easier to understand all our layers like that. So it's all grouped. Okay, so now there's one in the bottom. I want this cinnamon, so I need to ungroup it and take this one and send it to the back so I can see all of them. So now it's sent to back. I'm gonna regroup them. Sorry about that. I do make mistakes sometimes. So let's group them like that. Okay, so now it's all one group. We know it won't move. We're gonna rotate it a little 30 degrees because we want to, it's easier to draw when we're vertically or horizontally. Thank you for letting me practice this word. So 30 degrees, here we go. And let me just make a little square, because actually we want a rectangle. So when we're doing a rectangle, we need to unlock this thing and just make a rectangle. And in order to make it the same size, is it really important? No, you can just go and do whatever you want. But I can rotate this again for 30 degrees and okay, it seems to have a little bug here. Probably it's already rotated 30 degrees, so I need to go for 60 degrees. Okay, here we go. So I'll rotate this and just trying to make the same thing, or almost the same thing. Well, you don't need to make the same thing. I mean, you can go whatever you like. That's the awesome part about it. So that's about it. And I'm gonna put it right here. Okay, so we select this rectangle and our group, and we just center horizontally, and we could even have centered horizontally and vertically, so it's centered on both sides. Then I'm gonna draw some circles to make the little circles we have at the end. Again, I'm just measuring them to be almost the same, but you can do whatever you want. So now I'm gonna do it just like that and take my group again and center it horizontally. And now I'll be honest, it will be like just about the same. You don't really need to be very precise. So I'm gonna go and try to align it to my hexagon. Again, I'm gonna select my group behind and I'm gonna center horizontally. Here we go. So now I have a circle, my rectangle and another circle. I'm gonna select the three of them using my shift key, and I'm gonna use weld. Well, it's gonna make them, you see I have a weld result right here, so it's a whole new shape that I have that combined the three form. There's no unweld button, so the only way you can undo this is by doing undo. So make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you don't want to undo it, because once it's weld, it's weld. You're gonna have to draw it back again if you want to have another rectangle with another circle, but we're okay because the thing we want to do is duplicate this one. So we're going to duplicate this one and we're going to group our little friend here. Let's group it and again rotate it 60 degrees. So we'll do exactly what we did with the diamonds, and we're going to send it to front. We're going to do this right here. We're going to select our group and we're going to center both sides. Here we go. So before grouping it, we duplicate, send it on the side, we select all of it, I group it just to make sure, we rotate it 60 degrees, and now we can place our last one. Let's bring it to front because it's always in the back. Then we hold shift, select our group, and we align it center. Here we are. I want to weld those three so it makes only one shape. So I need to ungroup all of it because I've grouped them quite a few times right now. So each time I see group again, I'm going to ungroup, ungroup. Here we go again, a little ungroup. So there's no more group. Now I don't really need this hexagon shape, so just in case, I like to close a little high so I still have it just in case I forgot something. And now I can select the three bars and just use weld again so it makes one shape. And if you see, the snowflake right here that I have is only one shape. It's not made of multiple diamonds and another shape. So what you want to do like for that is really simple. You select all of them and you do weld. Here you have it. Same thing, costs nothing, $0. Now what I'm thinking is that I'm gonna put it in, I would like to put it in this ornament. But again, these ornaments cost money. So, but they are so simple to make. You don't need to buy them. So, same thing. Let me just get rid of this. I'm gonna close the eyes so we don't have it in our way. And let's just look at them. Simple round circle, because I'm gonna make this one. This one's gonna fit in my snowflakes. So around a little circle, and just to see it better again, let's make it red so it's the exact color we have, and send it to back. So it is almost the right size. Let's make it bigger because I want to cut it, and I want to have space right here that's about, yeah, let's say I want my ornament to be at least 3 inch. No, it's 3 dot. Yeah, that looks, I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, so if that is satisfying, I'm just going to select both of them. You see both of them are selected, and again, center it. So it's centered. Now the cool thing is doing slice. So both of them are still selected, and I'm going to use slice. What slice does, it will keep your snowflake intact, the one that cut, and it will make you another snowflake, a red one, and a hole inside of the circle you just made. So for now, what I want to have is the snowflakes. So I don't need this one, and I don't need this one. And as usual, I just turn off the layer because I like to keep them just in case, because I often make mistakes. So I'm gonna do that little thing right here, so I can hang the ornament, but I don't really want I'm gonna unlock it and make it a little more like a rectangle, so I think that's okay. And then with a circle, I don't want the hole that big. I don't need it that big. Okay, if I make it with balsa wood, that's what I want to do. I want to make an ornament with a balsa wood. This is going to be really tricky to maybe cut for balsa, so it's not really necessary to have it. So let's see, this one is 0.5 inch, so I'm going to do a 0.5 inch circle so it fits perfectly. And let me see if I do this. Am I changing the size? No. Okay, and let me zoom in. So I'm going to select both of them. And align them. Center. Here we go. I think that's looks cool. So now they are okay. I'm gonna duplicate this one and I'm gonna make it white so you see it better. I'm gonna reduce the size and let's see. I'm gonna eyeball it again. Honestly, there's no right or wrong here. So with the 2 circles selected, I'm gonna align them and center them just to make sure. Okay, so now it's centered. The easiest way to go with this is, first of all, to all the 2 gray ones, you're gonna weld them together, so it makes one piece, and then selecting the circle and the weld result, you're gonna slice it so it makes a hole in it. So you want to keep is this one. You don't really need this one. Let's delete it, and this one, delete it, and now you have both of them. I like it red. And now making sure that this one and this one are aligned horizontally again. Here we go. My eye was telling me it was not centered. Now it is. So selecting both of them again, we're gonna weld them together. And here you go. Okay, we're gonna start by making the cardstock ornament. So I just cut it on a plain cardstock. If you want to remove it, the best thing to do is to fold your mat and not fold the cardstock. It's really better to do it that way. And you see the ornament is still a little bit delicate. So take take it out of the mat, off the mat pretty carefully, and you want to get rid of all the pieces on your mat as soon as possible, because sometimes it sticks there more than you want. And I also cut some round circles in some silver paper, and I did 2 of them because I want both sides to be silver and not one side white and one side silver. So when I glue it all together, it fits perfectly. So just add glue. My glue is tacky glue. And once both sides are glued, there you have it. What I like to do is use distress ink and just give it a little more depth to the ornament. I like what it does to it. So for the Balsa test, I used this piece of Balsa that I already had. It's a 1/16 of an inch, and you'll need a strong grip mat. When setting up Balsa on Cricut Design Space, you select Balsa 1/16 of an inch. It will tell you to change your blade, which I'm doing right now, and also put all the star wheels at the end, because that's why you're only able to cut 11-inch wide, because the star wheel will be located between the 11 and 12 inch of your mat. If the star wheel goes over your Balsa, it will completely make some marks on them. So don't forget to put tape, really important, and send it to your Cricut. And don't worry if the blade cuts a bit of the tape, there's no problem. Now, to make sure you don't forget, it will run for quite a time, so please don't forget to put your computer, to remove the sleep of your computer, and to make sure it's powered, because it will do 4 passes, and what it took me like 11 minutes to do it. So it's pretty long, and I stopped it before because the second one was cut 3 times, and the first one, it was getting a little flaky. So I decided to stop it, hoping that, you see it's a little flaky, and I was hoping that it cut, that the second one at the bottom was cut. So I should have tried to lift a little piece before removing it from my Cricut, because if it was not cut, I could have just sent it back another time, but I didn't. So just do what I say, not as I do. And to remove it, the Balsa 1/16 of an inch is pretty soft and flexible, so you need to really take care of removing it very delicately. The best tip I can tell you is just to put your spatula all under the ornament and then take off the pieces inside. You see, even the small pieces, they just broken. So make sure that your ornament, the spacing between the holes, are at least 1 pencil, the width of a pencil, so they don't break. So again, removing the second one, it was still cut, even though it only had 3 passes. Some places were not cut enough, so that's easy. You just take your knife and you just enforce a little bit, and that's pretty fine. So I also cutted some red circle. That's what I want to put between the 2 layers of Balsa. And again, I use a dabber and some distress ink, and I distressed it a little bit because I really like to see the wood grain. That's the reason for taking Balsa, right? So when I distress it, I think it really brings more depth to it, and it's pretty cool. My original thought was to have some glitter paper, but I didn't have any glitter paper, so I got my scrapbooking stuff out and I put some Mod Podge on my red paper, all over it, and taking the ornament, the Balsa ornament, I just stick it on it, so the holes were still exposing the Mod Podge, and I'm just spreading some glitter on it. And here you go. Didn't have any glitter paper, now I do. Use a dry brush to remove the excess glitter on the balsa. Pretty simple.
That's it for today. Leave me any comments or questions. You can leave them in the comments below. And please come back in 2 days. We'll be making a new IKEA-inspired ornament. I can't wait to show you. So subscribe to my channel so you don't forget, and click on the little bell to have some notifications. See you soon. Bye.